Welcome to the CamWax Creative Space. Thank you for dropping in today to find out about our 4-soy candle starter kit. Whether you have received your kit as a present or you purchased it for yourself, or if you're thinking of getting one, we're pleased to help guide you through the ingredients and give you some step-by-step guidance. So let's unpack your starter kit box. Your box should include the following items: instructions, 2 1-pound bags of Golden Brand's 464 container wax, 4 9-ounce cylinder jars with black lids, 2 1-ounce bottles of fragrance, 4 Premier 775 wicks with glue dots, 8 tea lights with LX12 wicks, 4 wood skewers, 4 warning labels for the bottom of the jars, and 4 decorative labels for either the lid, the jar, or both. You'll need a few things from your kitchen as well, something to melt the wax in, and a spoon for stirring the fragrance into the wax. 1 bag of wax will make 2 of those jars, and in this picture here I'm showing a 2-cup Pyrex container. I prefer working with glass because it's a lot easier to clean up and doesn't absorb the fragrance into, say, plastic, for example. But here I'm only able to get in half a bag of the wax in the flake form. When it melts, it will reduce to half the size. So if you want to make the 1 bag of wax, the 1 pound, which is the 2 candles, you will need a container such as the one on the right hand side here. To melt the wax, we're going to use the microwave. Microwave in 1-minute bursts. I did it on high and I did it 4 times to get it to the temperature I wanted. So set it up for 1 minute, stir the wax, do another minute, stir the wax, and once the wax is all melted, microwave it for 30 seconds more. If you have a kitchen thermometer handy, check if the temperature is about 160 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. If too hot, let it cool. If too cool, microwave for another 15 seconds. We need to put the wick in the jar and get it ready for when we pour the wax, so this could be done ahead of time or maybe while your wax is in the microwave. But take one of those glue dots, put it on the bottom of the metal wick sustainer, press it into the center of the bottom of the jar, maybe use a knife or something to press it into place, and then gently wrap the wick around the wooden skewer. Try not to put the wick under too much pressure, because when we do pour the wax in, it might melt that glue a little bit on the bottom of the wick and then pull up from the bottom. So now we're going to add in the fragrance. Now since I only used half a bag, I'm only going to use half a bottle. So 1 ounce of fragrance to 1 pound of wax is our normal ratio. So in here, I'll pour half of the bottle and then just give it a gentle stir for about 15 to 20 seconds. Try not to overstir. We don't want air bubbles where possible, and we just want to blend it together. If your wax for some reason has cooled down, maybe you have to step away from this step, you might want to heat the wax up again. We want that wax nice and clear before we add in the fragrance. So now we're going to pour the wax into our jar, and if your wax has cooled down a little bit, it's a bit cloudy, that's not a problem. That actually works better. So here we're pouring, and I'm going to go up to about the shoulder and maybe a little bit beyond, but we've given you some tea lights so that you can take any of your excess wax and make some tea light candles with them as well. Now I pour my wax into the cups first. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit and then put my wicks in. If I put my wicks in too soon, they're likely to just fall over from the heat of the wax, just melting the wax coating. So just be patient, but don't walk away, because it's amazing how quickly they'll cloud up. Here you see our wax is starting to cool and it gets a little cloudy, and this is a good time when the wax is cooling, it's getting thicker, to maybe straighten out the wicks so that they are more in the center and vertical. Once your wax is cooled, and we do recommend 24 to 48 hours, you can trim the wick, preferably about 1/4 of an inch above the wax. If for some reason the tops of your candles aren't smooth, you can always take a hairdryer to them gently just to melt them and make them a bit more even. For the finishing touches, put a warning label on the bottom of the jar, especially if you're giving it away, and the decorative labels on the side of the jar or on top. It's your preference. For best results, let them sit another 24 hours before burning them. And congratulations on a job well done. If you found this video helpful, please click on the subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell for updates on new videos and tutorials. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.